This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
Well, good morning, St. Louis. We're taking a live look at Busch Stadium, where the Cardinals are wrapping up this season with a series against the Reds. And Adam Wainwright is wrapping up his time as a major league pitcher. Tonight after the game, he'll perform 3 new songs, and tomorrow there's a pre-game retirement ceremony. Now, for a list of all the Waino celebrations this weekend, just text the word Waino to 314-425-5355. Good morning. Thank you all so much for joining us. It's Saturday, September 30th. I'm Mercedes McKay. It's just me and Weather First meteorologist Tracy Hinson today, because Travis Cummings is off because, like many of our wonderful colleagues at KSDK, they're heading to the Emmys today.
Yeah, so exciting.
So we're exciting, wishing him luck, but hopefully he'll be back next week for us.
Yeah,
it's
with
been
some
a while.
pretty hardware.
I know. We would love that.
Travis is up for a big one, too. He's up for Best Reporter, which is huge.
Huge.
That's a Craft Achievement Award in the Emmys, and to just be nominated, and really, like, I'm not just saying this, just to be nominated, it's a pretty big deal. You should see who he's up against. He's up against some, hard hitters. So
exactly. And fingers crossed for him. We're rooting for you, Travis. If you're watching, because this is our first digital-only edition of Today in St. Louis as well. So, Tracy, I know, like many people probably, yesterday I was like, is it actually almost October and I'm sweating?
I know, I was angry.
Me too. Me and you both.
I was not happy. I looked at my closet and I'm like, I'm going to have to wear a summer dress.
I know.
What the heck?
Sure, everyone else feels that way, though.
I hope so.
We're ready for the fall.
And if you don't, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, move to Texas.
Yeah, go there. It's not supposed to be like this in the Midwest. Heck no. All right, let's take a look outside. It is a beautiful start to the day out there. It was quite warm, almost stuffy, in fact. Temperatures are in the upper 60s, humidity's at 78%, which of course is high, but that is pretty typical for overnight. All right, through the rest of our day, today in St. Louis, we're gonna make it into the upper 80s here today with plenty of sunshine. Could squeeze out a 90 degree. Now, I'm really hopeful we don't hit 90 degrees, but we'll just really have to wait and see on that. I backed off on those temperatures just because it is kind of hard to hit that 90 degree mark, especially when our sunset is so early. So we'll just have to wait and see on that one, but I'm going with the upper 80s. My husband Gary thinks it's going to be in the low 90s, so we will see who is right at the Frank Farm. All right, for tonight, bright conditions for us overnight. Now, why is it bright? Our moon is just past that full moon stage for us tonight. We're in that full moon this morning / last night, so I think it's waning moon for us tonight, 61 degrees, winds out of the east at 5 miles per hour. Our sunset is at 6:46.
This morning, a man is dead after a shooting in Dutchtown. A witness found him in the driver's seat of a U-Haul. It happened around 6 last night on Dunica near Amberg Park. The witness wouldn't go on camera, but tells us the driver's side window was shot out, the front passenger door was open, and the victim's pants pockets were pulled out. The shooting happened behind Anthony Wynn's home.
There shouldn't be guns and violence involved around neighborhoods like this. I mean, I remember when I was young, I would be able to go walk around the park and stuff like that without caring about like getting hurt or anything. But nowadays, I would rather just stay inside and not worry about that.
At this point, police haven't said anything about a possible suspect, but they do ask anyone with information to call them at Crime Stoppers at 866-371-TIPS. Also this morning, we know more about another deadly shooting in Dutchtown from earlier this week. Police say a man acted in self-defense, and they charged 3 teenagers with felonies over an attempted robbery. A 4th teen was shot and killed during the crime on Wednesday night. Police say the man pulled a gun when the teens tried to rob him and exchanged shots with them.
I was thinking about the one who lost his life. It was really heartbreaking, like, to see that and to think that their lives are kind of thrown away.
We have got to begin to have conversations with our young people so that they can know that you will be held accountable.
Right now, the charged teenagers are in custody. Well, this morning, 2 Hazelwood Central High School students are facing charges after they were caught having sex in a classroom. Police claim this happened while other students and a faculty member were in the same room. But one parent says the students don't understand the consequences awaiting them.
I don't think that they understand that because of social media, things that once were done behind closed doors, there is no such thing. As soon as something is happening, it's out there in the public eye. Because it's so public now, the consequences are much different, they're much greater, and it's ruining these children's lives.
One of the students is 18, and police want prosecutors to file sexual misconduct charges. They'd also like to refer the other student, who's 17, to family court under those same charges. Well, right now, a St. Clair High School teacher is on leave after officials found her OnlyFans page. The Franklin County English teacher used the account to supplement her income with an extra $8,000 to $10,000 each month. Since the site is only available to subscribers, she thought it would protect her identity. Also this morning, a Fenton coach is in custody. He's accused of sexual misconduct with a child. Police say Trevor White was texting someone he thought was a minor and asking for sexually explicit photos. White has been coaching for 10 years, so investigators do suspect there are other victims out there. If you have any information, you're asked to call St. Louis County Police at 636-529-8210. Well, today, a new memorial will be dedicated to Dred Scott at Calvary Cemetery. The dedication was originally scheduled for the anniversary of Scott's death. That's on September 17th, but that was delayed due to weather. The new memorial is 9 feet tall with a 10 by 10 base and made of black granite. The event starts at 11 a.m. Also today, the effort to expand pending legislation in Congress to include more St. Louisans continues. Some former residents of the Pruitt-Igoe complex believe they should be included in Missouri Senator Josh Hawley's new bipartisan contamination compensation bill. This afternoon at 1, you can catch the award-winning documentary on the military experiments carried out and around Pruitt-Igoe at Union Church on Belt Avenue. There will be a panel right after. Right now, we are less than 24 hours away from a possible government shutdown. At 10:59 tonight, 11:59 Washington, D.C. time, the fiscal year ends and the government won't have any money to spend on projects, salaries, and trainings. That is, unless Congress can pass at least a temporary spending bill. House Democrats and some Republicans voted down Republican Speaker Kevin McCarthy's bill just yesterday. National parks will close, many federal employees will be sent home, and some essential workers will keep their jobs, but they won't get paid. Also this morning, about 7,000 more United Auto workers are on strike as talks come to a standstill with 2 of the big 3 automakers. UAW President Shawn Fain announced yesterday that 2 new plants are going on strike, including another GM facility. Stellantis will not be on the strike list because they're making progress in negotiations.
What we win at the bargaining table depends on the power we build on the job. It's time to use that power. That's why I'm calling on an additional 7,000 members across Ford and GM to go on strike.
Ford CEO has said the company is close to a deal with the union. GM says it's waiting on a union counteroffer for their deal. Now, we hope you'll join us for our next Race, Listen, Learn, Live special fighting anti-Semitism. It airs Thursday, October 5th at 7 p.m. and is sponsored by the St. Louis Kaplan Feldman Holocaust Museum. A Holocaust survivor shares her story, and you'll hear about the local efforts to fight anti-Semitism. Plus, Mike Bush moderates a panel discussion. You can also stream it on 5+ on Roku and Fire TV. Well, tomorrow is October 1st and the first day of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. This morning from 8 to noon, SSM Health and the NAACP St. Charles are hosting a mammogramathon. They're offering breast cancer screenings and food to the public at SSM DePaul Hospital. If you have insurance, please bring your insurance card. Now, September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. We spoke to a pediatric oncologist from the Siteman Kids Cancer Center about what you should know about the hospital's youngest patients and their families.
We think about 16,000 kids are going to be diagnosed with cancer each year in the United States. 4 out of 5 kids who are handed the cancer diagnosis will go on to live a regular life, but the cost of that can be a lot of toxicity from the therapy that we need to give. Sometimes the signs of cancer can be very subtle up front. So the first thing we do is really try to understand what the family and the patient knows and then how much upfront the family wants us to be telling their child. When you think of hospital, everybody gets scared of what a medical environment can be like, but here at St. Louis Children's and Siteman Kids, we really are creating an atmosphere that the kids, they might not be feeling the best, but we have so many people coming by and on the floor that are really trying to brighten up their each and every day. Childhood cancer research is just severely underfunded. If you look at in comparison to adult cancer, we get about 4% of federal funding. Things that we do just throughout the hospital requires money, but also changes the lives of the kids who are going through with treatment every day.
Okay, everyone, let's get a quick check of your weather here with your backyard forecast. Temperatures today will make it into the upper 80s. We're going to have plenty of sunshine throughout the day today. Could possibly hit that 90-degree mark. I'm sure hoping we don't. Winds will be very light, though, so stagnant air. And then tonight, very quickly after sunset, we drop down to around 80. Coming up, I'll outline what the rest of our week has in store.
Thanks, Tracy. Well, right now, St. Louis is at the center of a global effort to preserve tens of thousands of plant species. Representatives from botanical gardens around the world are meeting at the Missouri Botanical Garden. Among those attending, Princess Basma bint Al of Jordan. She founded the Royal Botanic Garden in her country in 2005. Her mission is to preserve plants and protect the environment. She says the work they are doing at this conference will impact generations to come.
The efforts that we're going to do, we hope will be adopted by the United Nations. So I would like to remind everyone that every word we put in there will affect our children and our grandchildren, and that's the legacy that we're going to leave behind.
The group will share its findings from this weekend with the United Nations. Also today, Alton is hosting a canine carnival at the farmers market. That's from 8 to noon. There will be a parade, costume contest, and more activities. Plus, vendors selling anything you need to spoil your pup. Also, your dog can get caught up on vaccines and microchipped for just 20 bucks. The market is in the parking lot at the corner of Landmarks in Henry. Well, today is the first day of Zootoberfest at the St. Louis Zoo. You can enjoy German-inspired food and drinks inside the zoo. Plus, tons of fun activities for kids. That runs from 10 to 4 this weekend and next weekend. Also today, Urban Chestnut's Oktoberfest continues in the Grove. They've got traditional German music, food, dancing, and competitions. Our crew caught up with the winner of the Steinholding competition just last night.
So it's basically like you just hold the stein out for as long as you possibly can to see who wins, and I won it.
How long did you hold it out?
Probably like 2.5 minutes. It wasn't that long, but it hurt.
Now it's free to attend and runs from noon to 11:30 p.m. Now in Mylou, there's something to be said for doing it yourself. A young entrepreneur's motivation to stitch his own clothes has morphed into his own clothing line. He's creating daring styles that are safe for the planet. Here's Rennie Knott.
Long before designing, Leonard Stewart Jr. was into looking good.
I should have got best dressed. I'm upset that I didn't get it.
He liked the nicer things.
I was buying into a lot of the different high-end designers, mentally, not like financially, not physically.
So to save money, he went DIY.
Why not actually make my own thing?
Making his own thing, changing his life goals.
When I was in high school, I had the idea of being a fashion designer, but I didn't act on it until college. So I went to college and I was trying to be like an engineer at first, but my passion was just still like pulling at me.
Encouraging words inspired him.
You got it, you can do it.
The first item sold motivated him.
And I was like, oh, okay, no, I can really do this.
Now
it's actually like coming like real life.
Stewart's own clothing line is being sewn together.
This one is a bit more daring.
It's called Stew 3.
Kind of dedicating this to the women who like want to be different, just kind of like bend the rules a little bit, not necessarily break them.
But his garments won't break our ecosystem.
It's going to biodegrade because it's 100% cotton, you know, so I just try to use all natural fabrics to just keep on with the whole sustainability thing.
Protecting the planet stitch by stitch. With a line that is designed to bring recognition to St. Louis in the fashion world.
To show them This is St. Louis fashion. This is what we're doing. I'm from over here where the arch is.
A line that's showing him and others that his Vogue visions
Constantly hear like all these other people say, wow, he has like a dream, he's going for it.
are now reality.
My younger self to see me now be like, I knew I was gonna do it.
Stewart has a fashion and trunk show this afternoon for his Stu 3 line. It starts at 1 at Walls off Washington and is free to attend. It's really cool that he's able to also, you know, save our planet at the same time. I think that's something that many more people are trying to incorporate in their businesses.
Yeah.
Because it's become such a problem.
It's so good. And have you been to a runway show before?
No.
Oh my gosh, they are so much fun. I have a friend in Portland, Oregon, Corazon. Corazon Co. is our brand. And, you know, I met her when she was just getting started. They are so much fun. It's so much energy. And then it's just neat to see, you know, things on a runway, sort of in that platform that somebody made.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of crazy.
And
So,
it's probably cool to see that come, you know, instead of just on the mannequin that you see at the store.
Yeah.
You forget where it all comes from. And it also amazes me how many more young entrepreneurs we have. Feel like a lot of people want to be their own bosses now, which I can understand.
I love that. And, you know, fashion is one of those things, it looks maybe easy to accomplish for some people, but man, watching my friend Corazon go through the process of learning how to sew, oof, you can have all the ideas, but to make it reality, so hard.
And so props to him and everyone else doing fashion out there. So Tracy, we talked about it earlier. Doesn't really feel like fall. Will we get those temperatures anytime soon?
We will, but it's going to take a while. I'm not thrilled about it. I'm not thrilled about it. I don't think anyone is. Like, we want to drink warm beverages. We want to go apple picking. And yes, you can still do all of those things, but it just doesn't feel.
Doesn't feel the same when you're in shorts and sweating.
No, and sweating we have been. All right, here's the view outside. We had a very full moon. It was a full moon. It wasn't a very full moon. It was a full moon last night. And then tonight that'll start to wane a little bit. But very bright out there. We are also are starting to get into our first light hours. Here it is, a beautiful view. Allergies, you can probably hear it in my voice. You might have woken up with a stuffy nose, and it's not this time when you say that you might have a cold and you're like, oh no, I think it's allergies, and you know it's never allergies. This time it actually might be. Mold is very high. Weeds are moderate, grasses are low, but with those mold spores being very high, that just makes things really difficult for us, especially when we lay down. Current temperatures at 65 in St. Charles, 64 in Chesterfield, though these numbers really almost feel like they're lying to you. This feels pretty warm when you go outside. 63 for Scott Air Force Base and 63 in Farmington. Through the rest of our day today, I'm thinking the upper 80s, as we've talked about multiple times here this morning. I would be a little surprised if we made it into those low 90s, but you know, it's a house divided right now at the Franks. Gary is definitely thinking we're going to be in the low 90s. I'm holding out hope that we're in the upper 80s, because low 90s this time of year, that's just hard to stomach. Plenty of sunshine for us. We're going to have very light winds. All right, your mosquito forecast for us still quite high. It's kind of the last hurrah for them. That is definitely something we're going to see throughout the weekend. We had that recent rainfall. It wasn't too long ago. Quite warm, not too muggy, light winds. We're going to have a good amount of bugs. For tonight, bright conditions. Why? Because that moon is just going to be past that full moon phase. So very bright for us, 61 degrees, winds out of the east at 5 miles per hour. Our sunset is just a little bit before 7 o'clock, so it's really quite early. That's another factor into why maybe we might not hit that 90 degrees just right. So let's get to that weather first. 7-day forecast here for you. We will make it into the upper 80s today, and then the mid 80s tomorrow, and still 2 more days of upper 80s. So still quite hot. I'm really looking forward to next week after this rainfall comes through. So we're going to have some late storms for us on Wednesday. That lingers on into morning rain on Thursday. But after this front passes through, then temperatures will plummet. Thank goodness. I still think mid-70s in October is quite warm, but you know what? We'll take it. We're going to be in the mid-70s for Thursday, upper 70s for Friday. Early morning and overnights will be in the upper 50s to low 60s.
We will take it, Tracy. Today, Hamlin's Meat Shop will close after 51 years. The owner plans to retire and spend more time with his family. But to honor the family business, they're hosting a farewell barbecue at 3 this afternoon at the store on Manchester Road. Also today, you can support local veterans at the Freedom Jam USA Benefit and Car Show. The car show runs from 11 to 1 with registration opening up 2 hours before. That's at 9 a.m. Then there will be barbecue at noon and the concerts will start at 2 p.m. Veterans and first responders can attend for free, and the proceeds from everyone else's tickets will support Veterans Community Project St. Louis and Forgotten Coast Canine. You'll find it all at Diamond Music Hall in St. Peters. Also today, so much happening this weekend. The Metro East is celebrating the LGBTQ plus community with Pride Fest. From noon to 10, you can stroll through the street party on East Main in Belleville and enjoy live music from the main stage or Teen Pride stage. There will also be a dance party, foam party, and high heel drag race. Most people, including myself, equate June to Pride Month.
Sure.
And I know last weekend was Tower Grove Park, so it's fun that it's almost an all year round celebration.
Oh, definitely.
And also Promo St. Louis, Promo Missouri, excuse me, who's a big, advocate here. They're hosting their fundraiser tonight as well. So it's just always cool to me to be able to celebrate that at all times, especially with legislation that's been passed. I know those groups have, been feeling a little isolated. So it's important to always celebrate them. So hopefully people can come out.
And, it's nice to have their own little, pride identities, not just tied to June. So
right.
Happy to see it all the time.
Exactly. So that should be fun. So head out there. There's so much to do this weekend, even if it may be a little toasty.
Welcome into the 5 on Your Sideline morning recap. I'm Corey Miller, and we have everything you could want in a high school highlight recap. Unbeaten teams, tough rivalries, top college recruits, and of course lots and lots of touchdowns. So let's hit those highlights from last night. Jesuits versus Cancer last night at the Sept. Spartans off that huge win over CBC hosting SLU. They were up 14-0 early last night, that is. And that Sept defense is dominant. Quincy Bias, that's a name you know. Sacks Marco Sansone right there. But check out this play a little bit later. Sansone to Landon Pace, and you see why he's getting some big-time college interest. Breaks 4 or 5 tackles and goes into the end zone for 6. Dylan Duff and DeSmet are tough at home, though. Duff to Nathan Hatcher. Loses his lid, makes a tough catch. Spartans defend home turf with a 42-13 win over SLU. Let's head over to Lindbergh's Flyer Field. It was homecoming in the 2-3 Flyers. They're fired up to play 4-1 Rittner. The Huskies get on the board first. Jaden Barnett, he connects with Percy Childs on the seam route. Barnett goes in for the score. Lindbergh tied it and then went for more. Senior Owen Norman gets out of trouble. He finds Nick Eaton, a good gainer as the Flyers were playing beat the clock before halftime. 17 seconds left. Norman connects with Eaton on 3rd and 7, but he's going to stay in bounds. The field goal team runs onto the field. The time runs out. No more points then, but a good night for Lindbergh. They win 28-21. Kirkwood and Marquette, Pioneers driving, and Owen Neslage is happy he's left-handed. Goes to the left, finds Nathan Maxson down right in front of the goal line. No fear though, Pioneers will pound it in. Direct snap to Brock Hicks, and he gets in the end zone for 6 points. Mustangs would make some big plays as well, though. Justin Jackson right through the line, right up the middle, and all the way to the house. Kirkwood would hang on to win this game, though, 38-21. Lutheran North and MICDS, battle of some unbeaten teams. North is going to force a Rams fumble, and they are all over it. Xavier Chapman picks the ball up, and he is gone to the house for 6 on defense. Now let's check out the offense. That's pretty good, too. Dakari Hollis going airborne, perfect pass right into Michael Harris's hands, and he does the rest into the end zone. Lutheran North stays undefeated with a 46-21 victory. Pattonville at Eureka Wildcats with a hyped run out last night. Pattonville driving. Michael Allen to DeAndre Rush Jr. takes a big hit but hangs on for the catch. Pirates go for the end zone next, but Allen Brown III comes flying in out of nowhere for the Eureka pick. He's going to return it for a pretty significant gain as well. Now that was Brown on defense. Here he is on offense. Fantastic touchdown grab right in front of photographer Tom Stasiak in the end zone. Eureka wins last night, 34-0. We're We're heading to Ladue next, where the Rams were hosting Lafayette. The Lancers try the onside kick to begin the second half, but Ladue's Samuel Gellner comes up with the ball. The Rams could not take advantage of the field position, though. Lafayette took over and dug into the bag of tricks. Zay Jones pulls up, fires downfield. Michael Callahan can't haul it in, but Ladue is flagged for interference. It is money time for the Rams defense, but it would be the Lancers who would be catching in. Jack Bell goes back to Callahan. This time he's got it. Touchdown, Lafayette. The Lancers spoil Ladue's homecoming, 34-16. Well, it's never fun venturing into the Lions' den at Cardinal Ritter, and Borgia found that out last night. Carson Boyd airing it out. Jerian Miller runs right past everybody and runs into the end zone for 6 points. Ritter can do it on the ground, too. Check this out. Look at the QB Boyd. He knows from the moment he hands this ball off, it's going to be a score. Look at him, though. He's signaling touchdown. Jamarian Parker takes it to the house. Cardinal Ritter rolls over Borgia, 70-7.
Tackle Hunger is sponsored by Neighbors Credit Union. Here you belong.
Full moon over Collinsville for our Tackle Hunger game of the week. Althoff against the K-Hawks. K-Hawks off to the fast start. Darren Pennell hits Ryan McIntyre. He's got some daylight and he's got 6 points. Now Collinsville can run the ball too. Amari Rogers-Perrott gets around the end, and that's going to go for a score and more push-ups for the cheerleaders. But Althoff is loaded this year. Freshman quarterback Jaden Ellington scrambles around, zigzags his way through the K-Hawk defense, and goes into the end zone. Althoff gets a tough road win, 38-27. Here is our Tackle Hunger tally for the week. Big thanks to Collinsville for showing up in a big way. They collected more than 2,000 pounds of food for Operation Food Search. So far, the campaign has collected close to 50,000 pounds of food that will help feed more than 12,000 people. Baseball at Busch, Cardinals and Reds, and this one got ugly early last night. Here's just a supercut of all the Reds' home runs. They hit 6 of them. Here's the moment, though, we were all waiting for. Adam Wainwright pinch hits for Luken Baker in the 6th. The place went nuts. Waino smoked a 102-mile-per-hour pitch right back up the middle. But, of course, the Reds were positioned right there for the out. He'll have to try again. Since he won last night, 19-2. But forget about all that. This weekend is about Waino anyways, right? Here is hoping he gets a few more chances at the plate in his last 2 games. That'll do it for the morning recap. I'm Corey Miller. Have a great weekend, St. Louis.
So much happening this weekend. The Clayton Jazz Festival is back this evening in Carondelet Plaza. That starts at 5 p.m. and goes until 10. Admission is free, and you can purchase food and wine at vendor stations. Also today, you can embrace the new season at Assumption Parish's annual Fall Fest. That's in O'Fallon, Missouri. There will be hay rides, games, food, drink, and music. It's one of the parish's largest fundraisers of the year. You can check it out today from 4 to 10 and tomorrow from 11 to 5:30. Also today, Whole Trinity is hosting the Bulgarian Festival. That's from 10 to 7. You can explore Bulgarian culture through food, music, and dancing. The food includes baklava, and the folk dancers can help teach you the traditional dance moves. You'll find Holy Trinity Eastern Orthodox Church on Grand Avenue in Madison, Illinois. Baklava is one of those foods I thought, based on the name, I would hate. It's actually really good. I'm a super picky eater, so when I heard it, I was like, that sounds disgusting.
That's like Gary. Gary's super picky, and when a name is not like hamburger,
pizza,
he's like taco. He's even some tacos, you know, he's picky. But I love making baklava. Is my very favorite because it's very thin sheets of phyllo dough. And you like use like a brush to put the butter on, or at least I do. And I find it, because I can't paint, not a good painter. But can I put butter on a piece of pastry? Yes, I can.
Heck yeah!
I love.
Is it easy to make?
I mean, it just takes a little bit of practice with the phyllo dough, but once you do it, I feel like you do it once and you're good to go. The hardest part is cutting it up.
Oh, fun.
But I have definitely gone to the emergency room once by using too sharp of a knife and trying to wipe it off on my hands.
Oh, no.
Yeah, with the towel, one right through the towel.
So viewer discretion is advised when you are making baklava.
But man, is it good. And the sound of pouring the hot honey sugar mixture over the baklava, it makes like this wonderful crackly sound. Oh, Mercedes, so good. We'll have to make it sometime.
Now I'm starving. All those events happening. Quick little weather?
Yes, a little bit of weather. And you know, starving, baklava does have nuts in it, and nuts have protein, so it's healthy.
Oh, There, balance.
There you go. 89 degrees for us today, plenty of sunshine, 86 for our Sunday. We're looking at the upper 80s for Monday and Tuesday. We will have some late storms. Those storms are going to bring us some respite, though. They are going to bring us cooler temperatures behind that front. So once that swings through, we are going to be in the mid to upper 70s.
We love that weather. Well, that's all for our time for this digital version of Today in St. Louis Weekend Edition. We'll see you again right here on 5 Plus for 5 on your side at 5.